morning, welcome to my landscape photography channel. I'm a landscape photographer from New Zealand and my name is Stephen Milner. My alarm went off at 4 o'clock this morning and I set it last night with a good intention. I was lucky enough last week to receive 5 rolls of the new medium format 120 Kodak Ektachrome E100. So I set my alarm last night at 4 o'clock with the intention of coming to Rotorua in the North Island of New Zealand to the Redwoods to shoot a roll of this film and test out what it can do. So arrived, the sun's just about to rise and I gotta say the conditions are looking perfect. There's about 50% cloud coverage and there is next to zero wind, which is ideal for redwood photography because there's lots of ferns around and all it takes is a breath of air and they start wailing around. It's not the first time I've shot here, so there are a few compositions in mind, so I'm going to visit those and just kind of see what they look like, and I'm hoping to find some new ones as well. So that being said, let's get into it, and it's going to be an exciting video today, and stay tuned and relax, get a coffee or a beer or whatever time of day it is where you are right now watching this video, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let's get into it. I'm passionate about exploring new things, becoming more familiar with new places, the lighting conditions that surround them, and even more so, trying out new colour slide film. So first exposure done, and I'm feeling quite excited about it. Found this massive redwood right here. I mean, it's so big, there's kind of a bench just over to my right here where people must sit and just look at it. So yeah, I've got my 50mm lens on here on my Mamiya 7. So it's a wide angle shot, 24mm equivalent in 35mm format. And ISO 100 f11, and it was a 1 minute exposure. Now I tried to do some research on this film for reciprocity and I couldn't find anything, so I've just gone with the same approach that I do for my Fujifilm Velvy 50. So a 1 minute exposure turned out to be a 2 minute 30-second exposure. So it'd be interesting to see how that works, because it would be quite useful if I can just use the same process with this film as I do with my Velvy 50. So I'm going to continue to have a look around, and yeah, hopefully we're going to find some more nice shots. Sometimes the environments that we pass through can be chaotic, and as a photographer and in the pursuit of perfection, I try and break those chaotic environments down into something that's more meaningful. With a little bit of optimism and plenty of perseverance, quite often nature will reveal itself into something that's really meaningful. So we're 6 shots in and I think it's going really well. Although, you know, with film you never know until you get the film back, right? But that being said, I think I've put my best in so far and I've been really happy with the compositions. Most of my shots have been with my 80mm lens. I've actually done only one shot with my wide angle lens, which was the first shot that I did. Most of the exposures are around kind of anything between half a second all the way up to a minute. And my f-stop range has been anything from f4 to f8 and even up to f11. So this is the 6th shot I've just done behind me here, these ferns. They're quite spectacular, they're quite large, and I quite like they all kind of sweep in. You can just see they sweep in, they've got these kind of dark trunks at the base, so it'd be interesting to see how that turns out. So I'm going to continue to have a look around and see what else I find. There's a bit of light now coming through the clouds, although when I look up I can see blue sky and I can see, you know, some clouds, so we'll see how it goes. landscape around us is continually changing, and as a landscape photographer I feel really lucky that I'm able to use my camera to document what I see in an artistic way. So 10 exposures done, and the last few have been quite challenging because it looks like the clouds dissipating and there's quite a lot of light coming through the forest. So I've done my best with that. I've tried to do a few shots that I think could look quite nice. I think it's going to demonstrate the capability of the dynamic range of the film, which I think will be quite good to see. And hopefully I've got one or two portfolio shots in there as well, so fingers crossed for that. Okay, so I really enjoyed making that video, and I think that from the 10 images that I made, I think 4 have potential of being portfolio worthy. Although I'm going to sit on them for a while and just look at them and revisit them and just kind of see how they evolve and how they mature and how my expectations change. So it's just about a waiting game really now. So in terms of the reciprocity of the film, I think it's fair to say that I can use the same process as I do with my Fujifilm Velvia 50. So that's positive news. So I'm really happy about that. So in terms of dynamic range, I think it's on a par with, or if not better than, Fujifilm Velvia 50. However, I haven't done a side-by-side comparison. I'd like to test it against Fujifilm Provia 100 because I've got a sneaky suspicion that Provia 100 is better in terms of dynamic range. In terms of the colours of Ektachrome, I really like it how it rendered the greens and the reds of the redwood trees. It wasn't oversaturated and had a really kind of nice natural look to it, which was really pleasing. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and the like button if you like this video. All the best, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.